Wow, it's really been a long time since we did a top 10 or ranking video. Oh yeah, speaking of my last one. Hello, it's I, Bill, here back with another video. You probably all remember my Real Steel ranking video where I ranked them based on boxing moves. Notice how I say I ranked them based on boxing moves and not based on personal opinion. Well, today I'm going to show you guys my personal opinion on what I think are the 3 worst Real Steel robots and the 3 best. But we do have some rules before we start the video. Number 1, this is my opinion, so if your favorite robot is on my top 3 worst, please don't be mad as this is just my opinion. And number 2, I do remember playing the iOS games. I do remember I did play them at some point, but I don't remember their exact movesets. So this list will be based on moveset and more on personal nostalgia or just design alone. And with that, before we get into the video, we have our honorable mentions right here. Okay, let's just get straight into it. At the number 3 worst, we have Dreadlord, aka Ghost Rider on steroids. Although Dreadlord is apparently a fan favorite in the Real Steel community, I myself was never a big fan of him, with the only real interesting things about him being his interesting scythe and the fact that he comes from Romania, a country that is otherwise ignored by media. His color palette may be well done, but then again, it's generic. He's one of those weird, edgy characters that exist for no reason other than to attract all the emo kids. Not to mention that Dreadlord was only really created for the sake of being a Halloween bot, and to add salt to that very open wound, he has Atom's theme tune, which is really unfitting for apparently a dark and edgy character like Dreadlord. He may be placed very low on my Real Steel ranking, but Axelrod is a pretty interesting character otherwise. Though it's not French-like, his color scheme is actually pretty interesting. And for some reason, his color scheme reminds me of Nex from Hero Factory, and his design looks a bit like Pepper from Robots. I can't be the only one to think that. Axelrod is a pretty unique robot, and he's more than deserving of my 3rd best bot because of it. He just isn't as interesting as the next 2. My second least favorite Real Steel robot will have to go to Ambush. Dreadlord, while not interesting too, he at least has something going for them. But Ambush is just bland all round. Sure, despite being ranked pretty high on my Real Steel ranking video, he still doesn't impress me at all. His design is pretty bland, and the only thing I like about his design is the rustic look on it. That's about it really. My second favorite robot is Tackle. What makes Tackle so interesting is that it feels both like a boxing robot and some sort of football mascot at the same time. He has an interesting and contrasting yellow and black color scheme, which makes him stand out of the crowd. And this may be a point I've brought out before, but he looks a lot like Stringer from Hero Factory, who, as you guys might have known, is my favorite Hero Factory character. I mean, he's in my banner. So, my least favorite Real Steel robot of all time would for sure 100% has to be No Joke. You know, the only thing I like about this guy is his name, as it's honestly really ironic. He's not a joke to be laughing at. So, what's this guy about? He's a clown. And that's it. That is all what No Joke is going for. And yeah, it's just not interesting in the slightest. Unlike the previous 2 characters, at least there's some positives about them. No Joke just exists, and I just don't like him for that. You know, for a clown, He's not really all that fun. And now, at number 1, the least blandest of them all, we have Abandon. Yeah, Abandon. Abandon is a Scandinavian bot, and since I'm half Scandinavian, naturally I have a lot of bias going for the guy. Especially since, like Romania before, Scandinavia isn't really represented a lot in TV. Or maybe except for Sweden. When can we get a famous Overwatch hero? Abandon's boring color scheme and weird design may not be the greatest things about him, but because I have a huge love for the region of Scandinavia, that's why he's at number 1. That does it for this painstakingly short video. But what are your favorite and least favorite Steelbook bots? I'm open to any opinions. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.